Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to Whimsy Stamp's annual 31 Nights of Halloween blog celebration. And there will also be a special blog hop starting October 15th. And there's going to be prizes given away. It's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of inspiration all throughout the month. And today is one of my guest designing days, and I will be using the Haunted Paper Pack, the Dracula I Compel You stamp set, and the Candle Creeps stamp sets. Some great fun Halloween products, and we're going to make a birthday card. These pattern papers are so fabulous. A lot of them I think you could even just put in little frames and they'd be great. So I thought this scene was really awesome, and with all these bats, it just needed Dracula. So I just pulled Dracula out of the set, and I'm positioning him in there where most of those bats will fit behind solid black areas. There's only one that's kind of like in the middle of his forehead, and I thought it just kind of added a cute little accent actually. So I just stamped that in some VersaFine Onyx black ink, coated it in some clear embossing powder, and I'm just brushing away any miscellaneous flakes that stuck to the paper. And then we'll heat up the heat tool and we'll get this melted until it's smooth and shiny. Then we'll move on to adding just a little bit of color to the vampire. I will color the inside of his cape that's showing some red, so using R59, 39, 27, 17, and 14. Just adding from darkest to lightest. That's usually the way I like to color my reds, so I don't oversaturate and run the risk of them bleeding. For his skin tone, I just added a little E00 because, you know, he's supposed to be pale and everything. And I did add red into the eyes. And then I used some C5, C3, and C1 in his hair just to make it look like silver highlights versus the white from the moon in the background shining through. So I wanted to make sure that he looked solid and not transparent. Now that he's all colored up, I will add some sentiments from the stamp set to make this into a cute October birthday card featuring this compelling vampire. It says, "I want to wish you a happy birthday," and it's in a cute little haunted type font. So again, I'm going to heat emboss this. I'm going to use clear embossing ink, and I'm going to use some Detail Fine in red embossing powder. Once that is done, then I'll heat it until it is smooth and shiny melted. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this is Whimsy Stamp's annual 31 Nights of Halloween celebration over on their blog, and they'll be giving away $300 in Whimsy Stamps gift cards. So join in on the fun at the Whimsy Stamps blog for more details. Once I get this panel glued down to my card front, then we're going to move on to the inside, and this is where the Candle Creeps come into play. The Candle Creeps are so funny. There is 5 different of the Candle Creeps, and then you do get regular candles too, so if you just want to use the regular candles on the candelabra. And the sentiments are so funny, and you get a match that's lit, and then this crazy little pumpkin that has a candle on top of him too, which you could also set that on the middle stem of the candelabra, and then the regular candles on each side. I think that would be really cute too. And then there's all sorts of great sentiments that go along with this. So Whimsy Stamps is great for having, you know, funny and punny sentiments. So stay tuned for my next video because it is all about the puns. So I'm stamping these in a Copic friendly black ink, and then I will be Copic coloring all these guys. And they are very easy to line up onto this candelabra, you know, with them being clear stamps. You can see right through them, and line it up is a breeze. So I'll get all 3 of these lined up at once, and then we'll stamp them and we'll get to coloring. For the candelabra, I color it in grays so it gives it a kind of silverish look to it. I use C5, C3, C1, and then for my candles, for the devil candle, I used the same reds that I used on the vampire cape on the front. And this is where I added the R59. I didn't use the R59 on the vampire, but I did use the R59 in the darkest areas of the little devil here. And then I have 2 different green combinations for the other 2, and those are YG 25, 23, 21, and then YG 9, 7, 6, and 5. And then for the flames, I added in YR07 and Y17. And then I used my Copic multi-liner to darken up the dots in the eyes. And I also used my Jelly Roll number 10 to add highlights and places on the candles. Once I get these all colored up, I'll take my detail scissors and fussy cut this out for the inside of my card, and then I'll add some of the sentiments from the stamp set to the inside of the card. I think Halloween cards are some of the funnest cards to make because they're always got the cutest images and designs, and you get to be fun and snarky, and you know this kind of stuff is all for the adults, for the trick-or-treating, the candies for the kids. For the adults, you get to have the fun, snarky things that you can share with your friends and family, and fun adult parties and where you play dress up and everything. It's all fun too. But this way you get to share your creativity and your passion for making things with your friends and have a little fun, and just another way to let people know that you're thinking about them. So if you're interested in these stamp sets or any of the other fun stamp sets by Whimsy Stamps, please see the links down in my video's description, and I will have a link to my blog post, and I'll be linking to Whimsy Stamps as well, and I'll have all the links to everything that I used, as well as to all their sites and everything as well. Oh, I did forget that I did add some sparkle pen to the candelabra and stuff. I was having problems with my sparkle pen. It's a little dry, and so I added just a little touch of water on the inside, shook it up real good to get whatever sparkle's still inside the barrel to come on down and use it some more. That's a good way to get some extra life out of your sparkle pens. Just add a little bit of water in there, and it's always best to use distilled water, and that way you can get more life out of those sparkle pens. And then if you go over it with a glossy accent, that just locks in that sparkle and gives it that raised dimension that everybody loves to have in their cards. Okay, now that my cute little candles are all dry, we're going to do the stamping on the inside of the card. And there I was just looking through the Misty door to make sure that's lined up with the grid lines on the door of the Misty, and just stamping that in some red ink. And then I'm going to glue the candles directly down onto the inside of the card. And that is going to finish up this card for today. I hope you enjoyed this and will join in on the fun with the Whimsy Stamps and their 31 days of Halloween celebration. Stay tuned for some photos of the finished product, and we'll see you soon in the next video.